Hey guys, welcome back to the Dally Diaries and welcome me back too, because I just got home from Spain. Well, technically that's a lie. I got home from Spain a week ago, but I just haven't had the energy to film until now. So today we are going to sit down. We're going to do just a little get ready with me. I'm going to use some of the makeup that I took away with me and also a couple of things that I picked up while I was traveling through Spain. So if you want to just sit back, relax, catch up on the goss, then you're in the right place. Let's get right on into it. I am going to kick off with the sunscreen that I took. Now, I ordered this package, a whole package of stuff from Naked Sundays, and it arrived the day that I left. So I'm so glad it made it in time. This is the Naked Sundays Cabana Clear Water Gel Serum SPF 50. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this while I was traveling. It's very lightweight. I don't even have a mirror. I feel so, I don't know, out of my depth all of a sudden to be back in front of the camera. Hold that thought. I will grab a mirror. Okay, my trusty milk mirror back. So yeah, I really enjoyed using this sunscreen. It's very lightweight. I'm pretty sure it has like vitamin C, vitamin E, kakadu plum. I feel like most things that are Australian skincare have kakadu plum in them, which has high levels of vitamin C in it. I've noticed I'm getting blinder and blinder. Like I cannot read that to save my life. It's tiny writing and it's on silver and it's just not gonna happen. So anyway, I found this sunscreen to be great for traveling. I would also chuck it in my handbag, and the bottle's quite light. And not only would I use it on my face, but when we were out and about during the day, because it was like 37, 39, 40 degrees in Spain, and we were just out all day walking around with no shade half the time, I would chuck this in my bag, and I could use it also on my décolletage just for top-ups. So I liked the sunscreen, and I liked how it sat underneath my makeup that I took. Sometimes I would go in with my Vieve concealer, and sometimes I would spray my little sponge with a setting spray. I have like a travel size MAC Fix Plus setting spray, which I never use at home, but I would, yeah, spray it on my sponge and then just press my concealer in so that it would stay. And I actually found that to be quite successful. Like I said, it was super hot and sweaty while I was in Spain, and I actually was really happy with how my makeup looked while I was away. Sometimes I would just do, oh my God, I totally forgot to do a step. Okay, so I did also travel with my LYS primer, which I love, and I have taken on hot summer European trips before, and I would put that on before my concealer. But today we're not doing that, but just know that that's what I did while I was traveling. I'm sorry, I'm so scattered. Yeah, since I got back from Spain, I have had the most horrific endo flare-up. I have been looking like I'm about to give birth to triplets any minute now. My stomach has been so inflamed, and I've had crazy levels of fatigue. It's been a bit of a trial. So I'm sorry if my brain is not 100% with us today. May he rest in peace wherever he is, or she, I should say she. I have a female brain, definitely. Let's zoom you in just a tad. Basically, this video is going to involve some scattered Kristel thinking. So just be prepared for that. If you've been here before, you know what to expect. If this is your first video, I'm sorry. You should probably go check out some of the other ones first. All right, so sometimes I would literally just do concealer, and then I would go in with my bronzer, some mascara, and some lip gloss, and that is what I would do for the day. But other days, I would use my e.l.f. Soft Glam foundation, which I only sort of just discovered this before I went away. I do have a video on it. And so it was still fairly new to me when I decided to take a risk and pack it as my one and only foundation for the trip. But part of the reason for that was because of the packaging, because it's plastic, it's lightweight, it's not going to take up much room and it's not going to break. So I did take that. I had completely forgotten to pack a foundation brush for my trip. I forgot to pack a lot of things because I had a run of migraines in like the 2 weeks before I left. So I wasn't thinking straight then. This seems to be a theme, doesn't it? But so I ended up picking up this little brush from Real Techniques, which I am in love with, and honestly I kind of just want to use it every day now that I'm home too. It's the Mini Expert face brush, and I really like it, especially for this foundation. So this foundation was so good for my holiday because it looks really natural on my skin, but it still gives me a nice coverage. And it was still looking beautiful even though I was hot and sweaty, like properly hot and sweaty, and walking like 20,000 steps a day. So I have no complaints. It wore beautifully. It just, I don't know, it just always looked natural at every point of the day, even when my oils were coming through. It just looked really nice at all times. And I was able to do the cardinal sin that everyone will tell you not to do. But you know, when you're a backpacker, when you're traveling, stuff is different. So I was able to literally just go over my already on foundation with this foundation. So if we'd been out walking all day and sightseeing and, you know, just melting in the sun, I could then, before we would go out for dinner, just put on another layer of this foundation, top up my blush and stuff, and then it just looked, it looked perfect. That was, it was great. Do I recommend doing that for everyday life? Not necessarily, but hey, whatever works for you. If you don't look cakey, then that's great. And this did not look cakey. So anyway, my trip was wonderful, and I have to say that for some reason, and this has always been the case, when I travel, my endo symptoms seem to be better. I don't know what it is. Probably stress has something to do with it, because stress plays havoc on inflammation in the body. But yeah, like I still, it's not like my endo goes away, but it definitely is more manageable. And since I've been back, it's been absolutely rebelling. So I think my body wants me to move to Europe. I think that's what it's telling me. Yeah, southern Spain is absolutely stunning, and I highly, highly recommend that you spend time there, because normally I do the kind of travel in Europe that's like one country for a couple of days and then another country for another couple of days. And don't get me wrong, I love that because I love fast-paced travel, but it was actually really nice to just slow down and to explore one area of Spain so thoroughly. And if you're gonna do it, that is an incredible region to do it in. The Andalusian southern Spain region is beautiful. So that was the foundation. Then I would go in with, I did a couple of risky purchases at the last minute. I picked up the Laura Mercier, I think it's the original translucent loose setting powder, and I had never used this before, but I picked up the travel size from Mecca just before I left to take away with me, and I would say it worked beautifully on my trip. I was very happy with it. So I just apply this, press it into my triangle powder puff, and then I like to just sort of like work it in there before I apply it to my face. Yes, so we flew into Madrid, and then we only spent a night there. Then we went to Granada. Granada is a magical, beautiful place. I highly recommend Granada, absolutely stunning. The cool thing about the region is that because it's so close to Africa, also haven't plucked my eyebrows since I got back, ignore that. Because it's so close to Africa, there's a lot of history there, because it's been ruled by many different groups. So the Phoenicians, the Christians, the Muslims, it's got this incredible, fascinating history, and you can see it in the architecture. It's absolutely stunning. So I highly recommend seeing Granada. I went to the Alhambra, which was spectacular, absolutely spectacular. The gardens are stunning. Saw flamenco shows. It was just beautiful. Loved Granada. What an amazing start to the trip. Oh, hi Coco. Yes. She's complaining because she hasn't seen the photos yet. Okay, another thing I picked up just before I went away was the Benefit Mighty Fine Brow Pen. And I got the shade number 3. And I really enjoyed using this while I was away as well. So it's got the, like, I don't know if you can see. But it's got the 3 little separate kind of pens in there. So from Granada, we went to Malaga, I think was next. And Malaga's on the coast, and it was really cool as well. And a lot of tourists go there though, because it's obviously coastal. So in summer, and it also has like over 300 days of sunshine in a year. So it's a very popular destination for people to want to go and get some sunshine and have some swims. So that again was an amazing place. I think we might have done another flamenco show there. We went to flamenco shows kind of everywhere, almost everywhere we went. So yeah, Malaga, amazing. We found the best gelato spot. Oh, the gelato was just next level creamy. And from there we went to, just gonna set my brows. From there we went to Seville. Yeah, from there we went to Seville, so Sevilla. And Seville is spectacular as well. It's a really stunning place. We went to another palace there, which was awesome. I did a lot of perfume shopping in Seville because we came across this really cool family-owned perfume business that all of the perfumes they use bitter orange in them, because bitter orange just grows everywhere all over southern Spain. And so it's a really cool base for all of the perfumes, but they make stunning ones, and I picked up 4 of them while I was there. And Lucia, who was the girl that served us, who is the daughter in the family, she was beautiful and just so lovely. So I'll do a little bit of a show and tell video, I think, just a quick one as well, and I'll just show some of the stuff that I picked up while I was traveling. If you're interested in that, that's coming. Also, I am in the process of starting to edit my travel videos, so I think I'll split them up into maybe 3 different vlogs. So if that interests you, you can sort of wait for those. They will be coming. I just have to finish them off. It's quite the process. So oh, now I went away with my Nude Sticks bronzer, but it's just the travel size one, and I have taken that on every trip I've been on, and it finally ran out. So while I was, where was I? Might have even been in Seville. I picked up the Makeup by Mario there's like a duo with a bronzer and a blush in it. And I actually quite like this. This is a soft sculpt shaping stick in light medium. So then I had to switch to that. Yes, so Seville, from Seville we went to Cadiz, which is, I think, the oldest continuously civilized city in Western Europe, which is just mind-blowing, totally mind-blowing. So, and Cadiz is very pretty as well. Now, one regret I have is that I did not pack my little e.l.f. blush brush. I really missed this guy. I did pack my Sigma contour blush, which I love for my bronzers, but I really, really missed my blush brush. I would not make that mistake next time. So yeah, Cadiz was really stunning. We stumbled across this really cool little local festival that was happening, and there were these vocal groups getting up and performing, and they were amazing. That was really cool. I got sick in Cadiz though. I got a virus of some kind, not as bad as I've had in the past, thank God. But yeah, I probably didn't give Cadiz the attention it deserved because of that. Like, I still was trying to be out and about, but I was feeling pretty under the weather. So yeah, so Cadiz, and then from there, we actually hadn't booked anything. So we kind of made a last minute decision to go to Cordoba. And we caught trains or buses everywhere we went. So it was really awesome because we didn't have to deal with airports. But we got on I think it was a train to Cordoba. No, a bus to Cordoba. And I'm so glad that we booked Cordoba last minute because we loved it. It was so gorgeous. And we went to they have a cathedral mosque. It's a cathedral mosque, or they call it the Cordoba Mezquita Cathedral. And because it is a combination of both, the architecture was just mind-blowing. I've never seen anything like it. Absolutely spectacular. The combination of literally so first it was a church, or like a chapel, a church, I think, and then it became a mosque, and then it became a cathedral. So you can literally see like one inside the other. It is absolutely incredible. I'm going to go in with the blush that came in the pack with the Makeup by Mario. This is the shade Sweet Pink. And yeah, and so we did a light and sound experience there. So that was at like 10 o'clock at night. Firstly, we got lost and we could not find the entrance. Like, so we're just doing laps around this giant mosque. And then at the last minute, we got lucky and we figured out where we had to go, but we're 10 minutes late. But it didn't really matter. I mean, obviously it would have been good to be there, but it wasn't the end of the world. This is a nice color, this pinky color. I like this blush. I like both these products from Makeup by Mario. So yeah, but I will say that the Makeup by Mario is much cooler in comparison to the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay, which is a proper bronzer, whereas this is obviously more of a contour. But anyway, so yeah, the light and sound show was incredible and I highly recommend it if you are going to Cordoba. We also did a horse flamenco show. We didn't do it, we went to see it. Not that clever, but that was amazing as well because that in Cordoba, that is the home of the Andalusian horses. That's where they were bred for the first time. So that was really spectacular as well. And we just had the best time in Cordoba. I just loved it. I can't recommend it more highly. I picked up these two eyeshadow sticks from Kiko Milano. I generally always buy something from there when I'm overseas. And this was from their summer collection. So it's the Juicy Fizz Long Lasting Eyeshadow Stick, limited edition, 02. And I also picked up 04. So these are, I'll just swatch them so you can have a peek. They're really pretty. They had a whole bunch of colors, but these were the ones that I felt were different to what I already had, ish. Are they pretty? This is the bag I took, by the way. I took it on my last trip as well. So you would, if you'd watched that video from when I went to Europe last time, you would see this case. It's just full of junk at the moment, but it's got somewhere up here you can keep your brushes. I usually put my liquid eyeliners and eyeliners in there, and then you can put the rest of the stuff in here. It does have a little pouch as well, a zip pouch that I took out for this trip because I just didn't really need it. So I took these brushes and this little guy from Refa as well. This one because it's a dual-ended one. And I took mostly eyeshadow sticks. I didn't take a single powdered eyeshadow with me. I took my Vieve eyeshadow sticks because I use those almost every day. So from Cordoba, we went to Madrid. And we had a few days there before we had to fly home again. And Madrid is just such a grand city. Yeah, really cool, super grand. And I gotta say, Spanish men are so attractive. It was just really nice to be able to look everywhere you go at beautiful men. I'm a sucker for dark hair and olive skin. And Spain has that in spades. Also, you know, something that I noticed and I loved, well, this is something I notice every time I go to Europe, a couple of things actually, is the level of comfort that people have in their own skin. I reckon the entire time we were in Spain, I saw 2 people that looked a bit plastic. Everyone else was just natural, totally natural. And they were all just, you know, beautiful. And, you know, each their own. If that's the look you like, then that's great. But I got to say, I love natural beauty in all its forms. And it was just delightful. It was so delightful to see everyone just so comfortable in their own natural skin. And also, I always feel like in Europe, people are so much more comfortable in their bodies. They don't seem to have the same obsession that we have in Australia with being stick thin. And it's so refreshing. I just think they have better things to think about. I think they're more well-rounded and they care about things other than appearance, which is nice. Obviously, you know, there's exceptions to every rule, but as a whole, and I love that you go to the beach and everyone's just there in their own bodies feeling totally comfortable and natural. It's almost like in Australia, if you're not a size 6, you don't deserve to be on the beach, which is utterly ridiculous. And so it's just really refreshing. I just always love that about Europe. Okay, going in with the lighter one now. But yeah, it was just a brilliant, brilliant trip. I'm so grateful for it. I'm also so grateful for how my body seems to be better when I travel. Like, it's truly a gift. And yeah. All right. Just going with some eyeliner, which I took one from, I think it was Urban Decay 24/7, you know, the 24/7 eyeliners. And the color's great, but it's a sharpener one and I just was lazy. And also I really missed my favorite eyeliner that I use every day at home, which is the Matte Color XS Nudge Nudge Ink Gel Liner. I missed it so much that I bought one while I was away because I couldn't live without it, because this one just, I don't know, it just applies so easily and it's not messy. I don't know. I just love this eyeliner. Can't imagine not using it. If they stop making it, I'm going to be in trouble. So yeah, ended up picking up one of these. And oh yeah, and I got my Spanish results while I was away too for last semester, and I got a distinction, which is unbelievable considering the amount of nervous breakdowns I had because I was struggling to learn. But I mean, I don't expect to follow that up with another distinction this semester, but I will just do the best I can, and a pass is perfect. If that's what it is, I'm stoked to pass, because with the level of brain fog and inflammation in my body, it's amazing I can remember my own name. Sometimes I can't. But yeah, so that's awesome. And while I was away, I got really good at asking for my shoe size in Spanish. And also at saying on card, please. Déjate por favor. So, you know, I really practiced my Spanish to the maximum capacity. I will say that I did try and have a few conversations like with taxi drivers, because I felt like that was a good place where they weren't trying to run away from me while I was trying to speak Spanish. So I would say basic things that I could say, but then it would be a bit of an issue because they would then start launching into like a full-on Spanish conversation, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know, like, I only know a tiny bit of Spanish. But my friend pointed out that that's good, because she's like, obviously your pronunciation is good if they think you can speak more than you can speak. So that's true. And yeah, we had so many lovely Spanish taxi drivers, actually. Really, really nice. Going in now with my Lash primer from Tarte, which I took and always take with me. This is the opening act one, not the new one. This is the one I've used for over a decade and swear by. And actually, while I was in Europe, every time I would see a Sephora, I would go in and see if they carried this lash primer, because they don't carry it in Australia. I always have to order this from overseas, from the Tarte website. And none of them carried it. And also, none of them carried the brown Tarte XL mascara. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it's not in Europe or Australia. I don't know if you can buy this in shops in America. I'd be curious to know if someone's in America. But yeah, I have to order this, which is really annoying. It's really annoying because this is my favorite mascara. The brown is spectacular. I did take the little travel size black one as well, which I used a few times at night. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but I literally have just purchased, because they had the friends and family sale on Tarte. So I purchased 2 of the brown mascaras and 2 of the lash primers. That'll keep me going for quite some time. I always try and do that when they have the sales, and I have to buy it in bulk so that I get the free postage. But yeah, curious. What else can I tell you about my trip? It was just so wonderful. And it was on a shoestring. I had 0% money, and yet I managed to make it go a really long way. So I'm really happy. Like, we would buy yogurt and fruit and stuff and have that for breakfast, especially, I mean, it was hard in 1 or 2 of the places we went. We didn't have a fridge, so we couldn't do that, especially because the weather was so hot. It just wouldn't have worked. But where we could, we did sort of make our own breakfasts. Finding gluten-free food was a challenge and is always a challenge. I ate a lot of potatoes. I was like, I'm going to literally turn into a potato. But in Granada, they have the most amazing gluten-free restaurant that I cannot recommend more. Even if you're not gluten-free, the food there is phenomenal, and every single thing on the menu is gluten-free. It is, oh, it's so good. You will see it in my travel vlog video because we ate there multiple times. And Bree's not gluten-free, and she she's like, oh my God, this food is so good. And it bloody was so good. So if you're in Granada, I highly recommend going to La Nonna Camelas. This brown mascara is nearly dead, so I'm so glad I've ordered the new ones, but it'll take a few weeks for them to get here, unfortunately. It's not a speedy process. But yeah, the food in Spain was really good, and actually so much better than I remember it being. So yeah, really nice. Obviously just didn't go to the right places last time. Well, I've never been to southern Spain before, and I just can't recommend it more highly. It is so beautiful. Okay, so then it's just time for some lips. I didn't take a highlighter. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit more again. I didn't take a highlighter with me because I actually took away my Danessa Myricks cheek and lip palette. I took the summery one, Do It Flirty, and that, like, the blushes are so glossy that I didn't feel like I needed a highlighter. But if I were going to take a highlighter, I would take the one that I have taken before, and it would be one of my Nude Sticks highlighters. This one's Bubbly Bay, but I would probably pack the honey highlighter one because I'm more of a warm highlight than a champagne highlight kind of gal. So on the lips front, I picked up this one before I went. This is the Ilia Lip Sketch Hydrating Crayon in the shade Pink Door. I really like this, but it really annoys me that it doesn't come with a sharpener, because when I was working for Bobbi Brown, our art sticks came with a sharpener, because this isn't a regular size pencil, right? I feel like if you are selling a lip pencil that's an irregular size, you should sell a sharpener with it. Like, it should just go hand in hand. That's the thing that was great about the Bobbi art sticks. Also, they're just an amazing product, and I'm so sad that they don't make them now. But they came with their own sharpener. And I have to say, this hasn't sharpened very well. pour very evenly with the sharpener that I have, which I think is the Emco Beauty one. So I don't know if that's just a problem with that particular sharpener. If you have one of these, I would love to know how you found the sharpening experience. I love this color, but I will also say I don't like the shade range of these very much. Well, I mean, for me, they don't really work. Obviously they work for other people, but as a personal preference, this is kind of the only color that looks all right on me. The rest of them are like, I don't know, too dark, or there's something that just isn't flattering for my skin tone, which actually is great. If you have a darker skin tone, I'll definitely check these out because I think you're gonna have a lot more choice. And if they came out with some different shades of these, I would love it. But I do actually really like this color. And I have even been sort of dabbing it on my cheeks and using it as a bit of a blush. So yeah, I like it. So that's pretty much the makeup that I would do if I was doing proper makeup while I was away. And that's the finished look. Since I've got back, I have had an appointment with my endo specialist. Finally, after the surgery I had in February, I've had my follow-up and I've been prescribed a new medication because they're doing some research at the moment into the impact of mast cells with endometriosis, which is really interesting to read up on if you have endo. But the new medication is compounded and it's going to be $210 a fortnight because apparently we're made of money. There's a bit of like Billy fluff or something flying around in front of me. But it's worth a try. I'll try anything because, you know, I don't want to look like I'm having triplets if I'm not getting any reward for that. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm just back at uni and I have decided to, I was supposed to do communications this semester, but I've decided to drop it because I haven't felt up to going to uni that many days a week. I just don't have it in me right now with the fatigue and the inflammation and the pain. So I'm just going to do Spanish. I'm even considering changing my course. So I'm enrolled in a Bachelor of Arts, but I'm considering changing that to just being a diploma of Spanish. And then when I'm done with that, I can start on something else. So we'll see. I've got to go talk to the counselors at uni. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. It's really nice to be back with you. I'm so sorry I haven't posted for a month, but this Spanish trip came up really last minute and I just ran out of time. And then with the migraines, it was just, yeah, I just didn't, soz. But I did miss you. I'm really happy to be back with you. If you haven't seen my photos, you can find them on my Instagram at _Dally_Diaries. And yes, I will get to work on those videos of the travel vlogs so you can see where I've been and what I've been up to. They're not professional quality, guys, sorry, but they will give you a bit of an insight into the trip. Also, I think I'm gonna throw together just a little video with the stuff that I picked up while I was away because Spain is amazing for shopping if you like color and flair. It's really fun. So yeah. All right, thank you so much for being here. Please feel free to subscribe. It's not always this chaotic. Leave a like and a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you. Thanks. Take care of yourself. Love ya. Bye.